Hey guys, tmanplays here with another Warno video today, and we are going to be playing as the KDA versus Strom, who is playing as the 79th Guards. So, just to go over the deployment, Spetsnaz GRU going to the front to protect any type of entry that he's going to push here. Our PT's 76s going to be pushing to those two positions. We do have a Conquerors going to this building, a Vopos squad heading there, and just some AA to protect against any type of Mi-24s. In the middle, we have a Spetsnaz OP heading to this building to keep him out of this area. Some Spetsnaz going here, then going to route through the forest there. And we have a Spetsnaz GRU that is going to get behind them and then cross over the mountain to the other side. You'll see I started with 2 CVs. My mindset with that was basically get an early advantage in conquest points and then play super defensive, make him come to me, and then counterattack. And you'll see I'm just basically driving my CV through Bravo, routing it all the way to Alpha. On this left-hand side, pretty basic defense here with the PTs, just going to different tree lines to protect my entire flank, and a Book that's just going to be sitting behind this little patch of trees. We also did route some Vopos squads that'll be sitting here, and our CV from Echo just arrived in Charlie. You'll see I'm also using a machine gun squad here to sit in this building with the plan to move to this building so that we can protect against any infantry that is pushing against us. PT there, going to be killing a UAZ. And on the left side here, we're going to get taken out by the BMP-1 there. Our PT-76 didn't quite have the penetration there with his 3 front armor and only 10 penetration. So he does end up getting out there with a 1 HP. And you'll see now that I unloaded the Vopos here, I'm moving back the SPW to basically protect against any type of rear line action that he would try and get in my town. Vopos, really good at just providing security. You'll see they also come with the security trait, which increases their optics to good when they stand still. So it's basically like having another recon unit, and they're only 15 points, and the transport being 25. So you're spending 40 points on basically this combination. And the SPW here also gets good optics, so I'm using this to basically spot anything around this area. So really nice combination, super cheap unit, and they have a RPG-18 as well. Really a big fan of those in the KDA. So as you'll see, we only have a 72-point lead, so my 2 CV strategy at the beginning did not work quite as well because it seems like our opponent did the same thing. So since we're not really coming into contact, no one is really pushing, I'm using this time to build a force and decide on the area that I want to press. And since I have this whole mountain area secured, I deem it fairly easily that I can take this sector without too much work. So what I'm going to do is first strengthen it with a Conquer squad, try and move it up the trees here so I can get line of sight on this road. And I'm going to be buying a lot of infantry for this area that I can then move across, unload, and take this half of the forest so that I can then push through here and take this without having to worry about fire from his side of the forest. I did scout with the GRU here. We're going to spot a motorized Razveka there. So my next thought is now I need some heavy artillery to dislodge his recon infantry and make life extremely difficult for him. My other thought was I can easily push in to Delta here if I control this tree line. So my Vopos squads that I originally had here, I moved across to these buildings to make sure it was clear, so that then I can order a Spetsnaz GRU and send them to this tree line, spot whatever's in these buildings, perhaps artillery it, and maybe sneak a command in this zone. So you can see Strom and I both playing extremely defensively right now. I'm trying to spot where his main push is going to come from, and I'm sure he's trying to do the same for me. Since my PT did go down in this area, I ordered an MI2 so that we could spot whatever he was trying to sneak through my line here. And sure enough, a motorized Radzivka appears. You can see my Malka has been ordered and is now going to start firing on that building. We do start seeing some of his units coming down this road. I'm going to try and back out the PT there, but it's going to go down as it doesn't have smoke. So I'm deciding I need to get rid of this. While it's more than likely an easy kill, it's very unlikely he has AA up in this area. So I'm just going to go ahead and decide and try and get rid of the motorized Radzivka here as an easy kill. And my bomber does an absolutely terrible job there and hits all around him. So gonna have to buy another bomber now to try and get rid of that before he retreats, as my first bomber absolutely failed me. And you'll see bomber number 2, hoping for a little better accuracy on the bombs this time. And we're gonna end up deleting that recon unit. So in the middle, he's now pushing across with a meta squad. Knowing that there's not any AT supporting this, you can see I have my T-55s moving here now. I've also ordered some more infantry in case he decides to push more units across. And we're just going to basically gun down this meta squad with our T-55s. In the middle, we're spotting some superior RPOs. I basically moved these KDA to absorb any RPO launcher munition. So they're doing a nice job, and then I'm going to clean them up with the Spetsnaz and the OP. Since we're within the minimum range here of the metas, it's not an issue. We do end up spotting some BMP-2s and a BMP-1G here. Really don't know how my Conquerors didn't see this. I assume it's probably because of the normal optics there. Kind of blind as a bat, so I should have had some recon infantry either here or here to help spot this, or either move my PT across a little bit, because there's clearly a lot of units in this area now. And you'll see we're just kind of moving across with our infantry. He does kind of sneak a T-62 in the middle here, and we're going to have to back off with the PT. So since I could see the Motostrelki here, we're just going to easily bomb that. It also lets us know where his AA is, which is clearly concentrated in the back. MiG-21 does get shot down before it can retreat. And these infantry in the open, we're just going to start gunning down with our PT-76. Scouted with the transport there. Obviously has some more infantry. And we're moving our Conquerors up so I can get better line of sight down this important road. Important engagements going on here. Trying to keep this OP alive. See the Conquerors here has a nice line of sight on this T-62. Gonna be getting a nice hit there. PT is gonna get shot and destroyed in return though. It looks like we actually... I don't know if we got a kill there or not. No, I guess we didn't. I was about to say, that looked a little weird. Um, you'll see I did end up sneaking some GRU here. It's going to spot the Conkers for our Malka. SU-25, going to get the OP, managed to pull back the other infantry. And we're going to move up our flak SFL. And our Book here is turned off. Should have probably had that turned on. He is going to gun down my Spetsnaz GRU. Not sure how he had line of sight of that because we couldn't see any other recon unit. So I'm just going to go ahead and order up a new one. I did order a command to basically go and sit in here, but since he just gunned down my GRU, I feel like he'd be able to see my command. So I got to deal with whatever spotted my GRU first. Now we're going to test the waters on his AA. So since he did have more than likely cubes back in this area, I'm not sure they were OSAs. I think they're cubes. So we're going to order up this Mi-24P because I don't think he has a lot of AA in this area. We only saw it fire from back there. So this Mi-24P should have free range. And the first missile there, gonna miss. We also bought an Mi-8 TB just to help mop up some more of this infantry, as it has 96 of these missiles, or rockets I should say, and this one only has 40. And you'll see with my other Spetsnaz OP and Spetsnaz, we're basically going to cut off this road of reinforcements. So we're just slowly kind of choking off access points for his middle zone here. Flak SFL going to be trying to fire at the Su-25. He is going to end up getting out of there though. So that is going to tell me that I need more AA, and we're going to order the Book because I've now seen 2 Su-25s that he's purchased, and I need to deal with those before they get out of control and start destroying all my units. So you'll see it just kind of pushing the Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP here. Conqueror's still in a good spot, but since he can see them and was firing with the T-62, we're just going to pull that back because we don't want to lose them. Mi-8 killing off some infantry, the OP there, getting a T-62. And we're basically trapping all this infantry that was trying to heal with the supply, cutting this little avenue off. And that's going to force him to send reinforcements down this way, further back, which then our OP will be able to take care of. So we do spot a T-80 here. You can see I got the PTs and the Conquerors. I elect to keep these here because maybe my Conquerors can get a nice hit. Sure enough, it does hit the T-62, forces him to smoke off. Try and pull back our PT, but that's going to go down. Malka going to be targeting the next T-80B. Sure enough, he decides to show his hand with the command T-80 here. Going to get another nice Conqueror's hit. And then he's going to decide to pull that back. Moving across my recon now to keep line of sight on this area. I want to make sure my artillery hits. And his motorized Redvetka spotting my Spetsnaz GRU. So any units he gets up to the front here can now fire at that, and he knows it's there. So you'll see now I'm ordering my bombers out to get rid of his recon, because if I can make him blind, that severely limits his pushing power with all of these tanks. So first bomber getting a nice hit there. Not quite the kill though. Second bomber going to be getting the kill. And we spot his cubes in the back there. So I order an AT plane because if I can take out the AA, I can destroy all this armor with AT. However, I decided the command tank's a little bit more important. Decided to take that out. And we end up hitting a cube as well as the T-80 BB command. In the middle, he's just trying to bomb my units here. Doesn't quite get anything though, and my Spetsnaz moved down to cut him completely out of this tree line. You can see with my command I had here, I decided to move it to the back to capture the zone, catch him off guard. And I've now got a bunch of T-55s that are on an attack move straight down here because this T-80 is very weak, and I'm hoping just to get a few shots on that and chip it away. Do have my Book turned on now. Gonna get a third shot off there, and that's gonna be a dead Su-25. Resupplying my helicopter. Conquers having nice line of sight. Recon not quite in the best position to be able to spot all his stuff. So shortly I am going to reroute this recon through here and a little bit closer to our opponent. T-55s getting a little stuck here because they only have 7 front armor. These autocannons can basically tear them to shreds. You'll see my command captures his zone because he no longer has a CV there. Then he actually unloads a CV as I capture his zone. T-55s trying to kill the BMP-2 here. He's going to end up backing off though. And now I'm going to start being a little aggressive. Since I have full control of this area, I'm going to basically create a defense here and start offensively pushing through this area. So sacrificing another T-55. I'm going to decide this one doesn't need to be sacrificed, so we're going to keep it here, and we're keeping this one here. Gets an amazing shot there. Bailed out T-80 BV. So that's super nice. That's just going to allow us to slowly pick off his T-80. On this side, he's pushing across with the Superior RPOs and the tank. I'm going to use this opportunity to try and get in this town area, make it super difficult for this impending Mi-24 to destroy me. And you can already see I'm ordering an Su-17 rocket there to be able to kill this Mi-24. We did end up killing the T-80 BV there. I believe the artillery actually killed it. And our offensive push in this area did not end up well. AT plane, going to be taking out his tank. He does have a little bit of AA here. And our other Su-17 there. Going to be taking out his Mi-24. Spetsnaz OP, getting a nice shot on the BMP there. PT, caught out in the open. He apparently had line of sight on that. Could see us with possibly recon here. And our Spetsnaz GRU getting to a good position to be able to spot anything in this tree line and maybe some stuff here. Can see my Spetsnaz command. I'm actually going to search for his command that he unloaded here because I believe my command will actually be able to take him out, and he probably doesn't have a lot here. It's probably all at the front. So I'm actually willing to engage command on command there. He is going to be trying to chase me down with the helicopter though. So with that, I'm going to decide to basically cause some issues on this flank. Hope to keep him distracted. Easy kill there with the HE bomber. However, the MiG-31 does end up catching us out, so not really worth it in the long run. And my Spetsnaz command now going to be moving back, trying to get away from this Mi-24P, trying to buy me enough time of keeping it in here, trying to just keep that alive as long as possible, as we're at a +5. So starting to apply a little more pressure on this side. You can see I brought up 4 T-55s as well as some Machschützen. Command ends up getting away there. Going to be resupplying my Spetsnaz GRU. And we end up seeing a BMP-2. Gonna take that out. I believe the helicopter does end up taking us out as we are now stunned, and there's infantry in front of us. PT's doing really nice work. Our GRU spotting all this infantry for us. And now we can commence our T-55 push, as well as our infantry push. I'm basically just trying to get as much fire support as possible because I know I just saw a lot of infantry in this area and this area. Su-25 HE. So we're going to split our tanks. I decided to keep moving these this way, spread these apart, and move our infantry to different sides. Book going to be missing the first shot there, hitting the second, and it misses the third shot. So the Su-25 is somehow, miraculously, going to be getting out alive. However, with such a strong front line, I'm not really worried about airplay, as I have the Books in the back, the flak SFLs near enough to the front. There's another one here. My line feels fairly protected, and I've got a nice entryway into his point. So while I'm pushing this area, I'm wanting to basically force him to react on this side. So you'll see I've started getting units in my rear for a push, just pushing with some KDA and their transports. And I'm going to decide this helicopter is a must go. So I'm going to commit an Su-17 to that. It is going to end up going down. However, this helps my push significantly, as I don't have to worry about shooting that down later. You can see T-55s basically holding the line, pushing with my GRU now to get to the next tree line. And we've got Conquerors basically set up as defense in our rear, so that any type of armored unit that he tries to bring across and cut me off, we can take out. We actually end up killing that. Left side, he does have quite a few just random units around here. So I did bring up some more transports just to soak up any ATGM missiles that he fires, so that way when I do move up these T-55s, he won't have any ammo for the Conquerors, hopefully, if he doesn't have a supply close by. So I did also move up my Book from here to here. And you'll see I'm going to realize I forgot to move up the supply, so I am going to do that. Book, though, going to be hitting on the second shot, missing on the third, and the fourth shot stays true, downing another Su-25. So now I'm starting to get some helicopters up because I want to test what AA he has in this area. And I'm just moving across all my infantry to spot what he has for my impending bomber. So I see he's basically just got recon and the Conquerors. So bomber going to be coming in for this red Vecka. The GRU actually would have been a better target. Okay, so my rocket is targeting the GRU. So we're going to take these out to 1 HP and get a nice rocket strike on the GRU, which is going to take those guys out. And our rocket plane is actually going to make it out alive. So Mi-8 finding no resistance. Vopos did end up taking out the Conquerors. Take out the BMP-2 there with our MiG-27. On the right-hand side, since I've distracted him with a push on this side, I'm now deciding I need to push over here. So you'll see I have a bunch of infantry that has shown up, backed up by 4 T-55s that I can then push through here, spread them out. So I'm hoping that by attacking this side, I'm diverting resources, his attention over here, so that then my pushover on the right side can be super effective. You'll see helicopters just basically not contested by any AA, so they can just roam free. And we're just happy to sit with our T-55s in the back. I am moving up my AA and my recon now, since I deem my front line as relatively safe. And I just have more KDA. It's going to be trying to get to this town here, create kind of a defensive line, and then move up some command infantry. See on the right side here, moving across some recon, moving across my T-55s, and my Vopos are going to be advancing just to kind of see what he has in this area. Are going to spot a T-80 though. Su-25 there, going to be taking out our helicopter. Our Book did go down, I believe, to a seed aircraft. So just a miss micro there. I had been kind of turning it off and on, but just left it on, so should have had it off. AT plane deciding that this T-62 needs to be dealt with. So I'm going to fire a shot, pull away. Going to end up taking that out. He does end up spotting my flak SFL there and a squad of KDA. And before he can get away, I'm going to decide to target him with the SU-27. So getting some nice shots on target, but not quite enough. And our MiG-27 is going to go down. His MiG-31 is going to get out. But my push on the right side, now in full effect. Good standing on the left, and that's going to force him to surrender. So you can see our kills and losses actually very even, but we just had basically better map control and better positioning. So, yeah, that's pretty much all it came down to. And just really good trades at crucial times. So you can see here, his cubes just taking out some of my aircraft. SU-25s, perfect for gunning down helicopters. And BMP-2s, causing me a little bit of pain. See, I basically just lost a lot of aircraft, but I had a very clear ground advantage. So Strom, no pushover, currently ranked number 15. Very good, solid player. And I hope you all learned something from that game. I did play 2 other matches against Strom. One of them is also very decent, and I will be doing a recording of that. So I will label this part 1, and part 2 will be coming next. Anyways, have a great day. Yeah, have a great day, guys, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.